Well, let's start with the big story of the day and tell you about what is happening as far as the Iran war is concerned. Has Iran finally backed down on its nuclear ambitions? Well, that is a big question, and now US President Donald Trump has said that a historic peace agreement with Iran has helped bring the war to an end. Speaking after the agreement, Trump has claimed that Iran has accepted a key US demand that it will never develop a nuclear weapon. For Trump, this has always been the central issue. He said that understanding reached with Iran ensures that Iran will become a nuclear-armed free nation. But while US President Donald Trump is projecting confidence, all eyes on what really comes next and whether Iran follows through on what Trump has said that it has agreed to. So that is the latest we are learning as far as this comment by Donald Trump is concerned. He has touted US victory in the war. He has said that nuclear curb central to MOU. He's also gone on to say that Iran has agreed to having no nuclear weapons, reasserting, and I quote, Iran will never have nuclear weapons. He also said that no nuke pledge has been taken by Iran, and that is the biggest win by the United States is what we are learning so far. But at this point, the bigger question is, has Iran really agreed on backing down on the nuclear ambitions? Because as we told you, US President Donald Trump has said that a historic peace agreement with Iran has helped bring the war to an end. Speaking after the agreement, Trump has claimed that Iran has accepted a key US demand that it will never develop a nuclear weapon. On that, let me get you more perspective and go across to former diplomat KP Fabian. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us. How do you look at the statement that is coming from Donald Trump? He has said that there was one key demand, that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon, and that key demand has been accepted by the country. It remains to be seen what Iran has to say on this and whether this will be implemented on the ground or not. Your take on this?
President Trump is right. Iran has always maintained that it has not been seeking a nuclear weapon. Also because the previous assassinated Ayatollah had issued a fatwa. And if Iran had wanted to make a nuclear weapon, after Trump walked out of it in 2018, how many years? Iran had all the time to make it. So, and Trump is right. But Iran has now made, in a manner of speaking, a concession by saying that to Trump. But the whole thing will be finalized only when, the 60-day negotiations are concluded to Iran's satisfaction in the case of Lebanon, in the case of sanctions. And also, Trump has already accepted the full sovereignty of Oman and Iran in regard to the Strait of Hormuz. So when all these things are settled, I'm sure, and then Trump also made the statement, or rather Vance, that Iran has agreed to get the IAEA inspectors, and then, of course, the Iranian delegation denied it. But we can easily understand what has happened, because they would have said that they will get the IAEA inspectors, but technically, the Iranian parliament has some time back passed a resolution saying that Iran should walk out of the NPT, but that was not accepted or ratified by the Ayatollah. So, but so long as that resolution is there, the delegation will have to go back to the Iranian parliament and get it withdrawn. So all that will be done. But, that is why they went on saying that they had not agreed to it.
All right. So as you rightly pointed out, Trump and Iran, they are at odds when it comes to the nuclear inspection. But diplomatically, things are getting a little better. Would you agree with that, sir?
Absolutely, because Trump found out that he had been tricked by Netanyahu into getting into this war, and that he has to get out of it, and that he has no option but to get out of it diplomatically.
All right, stay on with us, sir. We have another breaking update coming in as far as another statement by Donald Trump is concerned, and that is related to the nuclear oversight, because Donald Trump has warned Iran over the nuclear inspection. Even as Trump speaks of peace with Iran, a new point of tension has emerged between the two countries. We are learning that the US president has pushed back against claims from Iran's foreign ministry that there are no plans to allow international nuclear inspectors into the country. Trump has made it quite clear that in a few future engagement with Iran depends on transparency around the nuclear program. But as our guest also pointed out, Iran has rejected U.S. claims that it will allow nuclear inspectors back into the country after U.S. President Donald Trump said that Iran has agreed to the highest level of monitoring. In fact, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that further talks would not take place. They could be scrapped altogether if Iran blocks inspectors from entering the country. The message from U.S. is very clear, and it is very straightforward, that if Iran wants diplomacy to continue, it must allow the world to verify what is happening inside the nuclear facility. So that remains the key focus, and both the sides are at odds when it comes to the nuclear oversight. So your take on this, because the message that is coming from Donald Trump is very clear. You will have to allow the nuclear inspectors inside the country. Yes, you are agreeing that there will be no nuclear weapon made in your country, but as far as the oversight is concerned, yes, you will have to allow inspectors into Iran. Your take on this?
The inspectors were thrown out when? Last year in June, when Trump attacked Iran. Till then, they were there.
Right.
So again, as I explained, after that, the Iranian parliament passed a resolution that Iran should get out of the NPT, in which case there cannot be inspectors. But that resolution has not been approved by the Ayatollah. But nevertheless, Iranian delegation cannot agree to just now publicly that inspectors will be admitted till the parliament has, sort of withdrawn that its legislation. So I don't think Trump is making so much fuss about it because he wants to justify the mistake he made in attacking Iran. And now some people in America consider that it is a mistake on his part to resort to diplomacy and not to complete the job militarily. So he is in a tight corner and he is making these statements. I do not think we need to get much worked up about it.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us and putting that into perspective.